This is the man that I manifested back. I wrote in my journal, I was like, oh, I hear his heart beating. It's like our hearts are synchronized. I hear my heart beating too. God, I want to evaporate. Hi Delulus and welcome back to Delulu. We have a very special episode for you today. It is just me, and this is actually going to be the first of 4 bonus episodes that we're doing in between season 1 leading into season 2. So we just wrapped season 1 of Delulu, which was Delulu Summer, and season 2 is going to be just as exciting but with more fun guests and new things. But season 2 is going to be a little darker, grittier, edgier, because it is me officially entering my villain era. I have been moody and I decided to just fully embrace it now. And that's what season 2 is going to be. And season 2 is, we're doing a drum roll here, Delulu After Dark. And we're gonna make the set red because this is an evil season. It is me stepping into this evil era. And I hope you love it because I think it's gonna be a lot more fun. And I think it's gonna be a little unfiltered, chaotic, unhinged, but still the same show that you love. In honor of Delulu After Dark and me officially embracing my villain era, I wanted to give you one of my most villainous stories. I want to preface the story by saying I am completely in the wrong here. I acknowledge that. I know I'm wrong for this. And you guys do not need to look at me like a victim or anything because I shouldn't have done this. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I've never talked about this publicly before, so you guys get the exclusive Lulu. But this is the lore behind my infamous take that I think all Gemini men are cheaters. And I have been saying this in pretty much every episode, and I stand on it, and I still stand on it, but there's a reason for that. I did not just decide that one day. I've had an experience, and I am the source of that finding that Gemini men are cheaters. And I think the most fucked up part about this story is that I wasn't even the one cheated on by a Gemini man. I was actually the person that a Gemini man cheated on their girlfriend with. And that is so cringy to say because I definitely regret that. But either way, that's kind of what happened there. And yeah, I'm the bad guy, whatever. But let's get into it. So this was a couple years ago. For context, Lulu, it was a long time ago. I'm a different person now. I'm completely evolved. Still villain, still evil. I don't think I would do this again. Hopefully I don't ever do this again. But I was young and I was kind of just dumb. And I don't know, I wanted what I wanted, which was really bad of me. But for context, Lulu, I was best friends with this girl. We were friends for years, and I was super close to her, and I was super close to her family. And let's name this girl Delilah, Delulu Delilah, and we were besties. But I was pretty much family to her family too. I spent every holiday with them. Her family really took me in, and we were very, very, very close. And subsequently, I was close to her entire family, including her little sister, who we're naming Lily, little Delulu Lily, who had a boyfriend. So I was over at their house one day and I actually spent the entire holiday season with them. And this was my last holiday season with them, obviously, but I spent this entire holiday season with them. And Lily comes home one day with her new boyfriend. And I actually don't think anything of it. He's tall, he's cute, but I don't really pay too much attention to him. I'm minding my business. I'm there for my friend Delilah, not necessarily for Lily or the family or anything. We're just hanging out. So I see him at their house throughout the entire December, throughout the entire holiday season. And it was kind of normal. He was just there, just another part of the family at that point. After Christmas, I was at their house, we're hanging out, and Lily and her boyfriend get into this massive fight. Literally, I'm in Delilah's room and I hear them screaming at each other. It's chaotic, they're going at it, etc. And I'm quite literally like, they good? Like, what is happening out there? Like, I was scared for her. I was like concerned. Not that I was like, I thought he was gonna like do anything terrible, but I was just like, they're fighting. Like, I hear them fighting. I hear them arguing. And yeah, she had to go. She kicked him out, but he couldn't drive. He didn't have a car at the time. So mind you, he was 21. He just didn't have a car, but I offered to drive him home because I was leaving anyways. And I was like, okay, I could take you home. You live like 5 minutes away from this house. No big deal. He gets in my car and as I start driving him home, he actually starts like kind of trauma dumping on me and telling me about his life story, things that are going on in his life, how he's feeling, what's going on with Lily. and I'm just listening to the boy talk, and I'm like, oh wow, he's like really getting deep with me right now. And I end up getting vulnerable with him too. I tell him my own little secrets, and we're just sharing a lot with each other right now. And I drive him to his apartment. Like I said, it's 5 minutes away from this house, and we just sit in front of his apartment in my car talking to each other until like the sun rose. So we spent the entire night talking. Pretty much told me his entire life story. It was sad. It was emotional. Told me really personal, deep things. We were both connecting. And I remember thinking while he was telling me all of this and being vulnerable with me that I was like, is he like maybe gay or something, or like a little queer or something? Because I just felt like it was way too intimate for everything he was telling me. And immediately, like essentially the first time we've ever really spoken at that point. So we're in the car and we're talking about everything, and I was getting a little suspicious of him that he might be like, I don't know, a little fruity, whatever. But I really didn't think too much about it, and I went home. Sun came up, I went home, and that was that. The next day, we're both back at the house. He and Lily had made up, and I pretended to want to help Delilah put up a shelf. Some man shit that I would never do, by the way. But I was like, oh, Delilah, let me help you put up this shelf. Why not? But really, my intention was I wanted to see him again. And I felt like the only way to see him again was if I was at the house and that he would be there. And lo and behold, he was there. I go over to Delilah's house, and I'm hoping her put up this bookshelf, which I'm really not. But like, I'm like doing the motions or whatever. And she actually pulls me aside and talks to me. And she was like, hey, Lily thinks that her boyfriend might be a little gay, and she thinks that you two have been flirting with each other, and it's making her really uncomfortable. And mind you, at this time, we never even interacted in front of them at all. Yes, he was around the house and he would make comments to me every now and then, but we never really spoke. So I don't even know where that was coming from, but it was a little validating to me because I was like, I also think that he's a little gay, right? So now there's some sort of palpable energy that people are noticing and people are pointing it out. And I feel like that's not something that should be ignored. So I was like, okay, there's like an apparent chemistry here. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl. If I'm being completely honest with you, I barely talk to him. He's just there. He's just a guy. No big deal. And she was like, okay, it's just like, you know, she's a little concerned. It makes her uncomfortable. Just keep that in mind. I was like, okay, no big deal. And during this, we're also kind of DMing on the low on Instagram. And he was like, let's get out of here. Let's leave again, right? We were never able to leave together that night. I don't know. The circumstances were super hard, or maybe they were catching on to us or something. So we both end up leaving separately. End of that day. The next day comes around. We're at the house again. I pretty much spend every day with this family. At this time in my life, I was spending every day with this family. We're at the house again. And now Lily and Delilah both talk to me, and they're like, hey, you cannot be around Lily's boyfriend. That's a rule we're setting. You can't be around Lily's boyfriend. We think something's going on between y'all, and you can't be around him. And I was like, okay, I guess that's that. Like, sure, I won't do it. Again, we're kind of messaging on the low, we're talking, and he was at the house again. So they keep us in separate rooms because we cannot be near each other, I guess. And they're doing their best to keep us apart. But we devised this little schemy little plan to find each other and see each other and leave this house. So we decided that he was going to leave early. He was going to walk home. And then 10 minutes later, I would leave and I'll just pick him up and we would hang out again. And that's exactly what we did. He leaves. I wait 10 minutes. I go find him. I pick him up and we just hang out and talk in my car for hours again. And really getting to know each other, and we're spending a lot of time together, whatever. At this point, every morning, he's like saying good morning to me, he's messaging me, he's calling me every day, we're FaceTiming, we're spending hours on the phone together. And I would even ask him, I'm like, shouldn't you be talking to Lily, your girlfriend, or shouldn't you be hanging out with your girlfriend? He's like, no, I don't want to do that, I want to talk to you. I was like, okay, cool. So he's spending all this time with me, and now I'm like, well, I want to start seeing him, but I need like an excuse to see him without making it obvious that something might be happening. Because honestly, I knew what I was doing was bad. I knew at this point that he's probably emotionally cheating on Lily, and I also knew that I probably should stay away from him, but I just really couldn't. So I think about like an excuse to be able to see him, and my friend Cameron at the time was redoing his bedroom, and he was painting it yellow. And that's some man shit again, and we're two little F-slurs, so I was like, there's really no need for either of us to be painting this bedroom. Mind you, we did try, and it was actually really, really bad, and we were not good at it, but I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask Lily's boyfriend to come help paint the bedroom. Why not? He's a man, he could do it. So I ask him if he wants to, he's down. I drive him, pick him up from work, and he comes to Cameron's house to paint the walls yellow, and he does a great job. And we spend the next 2 to 3 days painting his bedroom together. And one thing about me is my love language, my number one thing is acts of service. If you're doing something for me, I'm very likely to like be super into you or like you or fall for you just because like, I don't know, as a Virgo, I feel like I do everything myself. I'm mad independent. And I feel like people don't do things for me really, but when people do things for me, I really like it. I really appreciate it. It's like my highest love language. So I'm watching him paint the walls and I'm like, this is really nice. He's like doing this favor for me because he doesn't know Cameron. He doesn't need to do this for Cameron. And I feel like he's doing it for me. And we're spending a lot of time together now. We would go to the mall and he would offer to buy me clothes, which is crazy because, mind you, we were both dirt broke at this time, like both of us. I don't know, like, if he had money to buy me anything, and not that I would even let him buy me anything, but he would offer to buy me clothes, he would offer to buy me food, drinks, whatever. Like, he was just being really boyfriendy to me, I would say. And he acted very boyfriendy with me when we would go out together. And he would actually even tell people that he was my boyfriend. Like, he would tell the cashier at like McDonald's, he'd be like, yeah, I'm Ryan's boyfriend. And I'd be like, of course I'm gonna overthink that and analyze every little like nuance of what that can mean, but he would tell people that. And I know he was like joking, but like at this point I'm like really liking this guy. I'm like getting deeper feelings for him. So I'm like, fuck. Like now he's saying all the shit that I like to hear and da da da. So we are talking on the phone pretty much every night. We're getting really close. We finished painting Cameron's bedroom. Project's done. I don't know what to do anymore. So I'm like, I need to create another project for him so I can keep seeing him. So I go out and I buy black picture frames and I tell him, I was like, hey, can you help me paint these picture frames gold? Because gold is my favorite color. And he was down, of course. So new project started and now he comes to my house. And at the time, my parents really didn't let me have anyone come over. They still really don't let me have anyone come over. I have my own apartment now, so anyone can come over now. Don't come over. But basically, he would come over and we would sit on my bedroom floor and we would paint the picture frames. I would do it horribly because I'm not good at it, but he did it so well and it came out really good. And I would just watch him paint the picture frames and I was like, okay, fuck. I think I'm like falling for him. I think this is like me really falling for him now. And we would spend the next couple days painting these picture frames just on my bedroom floor. I had a bunch of them and it would take a long time to paint each of them. And while the paint was drying, we would do little activities in between. So one of them was he wanted to teach me how to skateboard, which I suspect was just a way to like, I don't know, touch me or like have a little moment with me or be intimate with me or whatever. And of fucking course I was down. So picture my ass on a skateboard and I'm falling everywhere. But now I have like this tall, like, you know, buff guy like catching me and holding my hand and like guiding me on the skateboard. It's cute as fuck. And I remember we were doing it outside my house and the sun would be setting and the sky was beautiful. And I was just like, wow, I feel like I'm in a fucking movie right now, which was crazy. And I was just feeling all types of ways. And yeah, I was just really, really liking him. We'd go back, paint the picture frames. He would play me his music. I liked his music and he's just like a sad little moody boy or whatever. And I kind of like that too. Cause I was like, damn, he's so artsy and deep, blah, blah, whatever. And he would talk about his problems with his girlfriend. And then his girlfriend would call when we're hanging out. And I'd be like, you should answer that. He's like, no, I don't want to. I want to like hang out with you. And I'm like, okay. And then he'd be like, I canceled a date with her so I can be with you tonight. And I'm like, damn, this is like kind of getting a little intensity, right? So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't know what's happening. I'm just journaling about everything. I'm confused as fuck. And that's kind of where we were. I remember at one point when we were painting the picture frames, I was like, let me go grab us some food from the kitchen, right? We've been doing it for a couple hours. So I tell him, do not leave my bedroom. Stay right here. My parents cannot see you. They cannot even know that you're in the house. Do not leave this bedroom. He's like, got it. I'll stay right here. I'm going to paint the fucking picture frames. I'm like, okay, slay. So I go to the kitchen. I'm like, you know, rummaging through shit to find food for him. And I hear him introduce himself to my dad. And he's like, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, mortified. I turn around and he's just fucking right there in the kitchen with my dad. And my dad's acting mad cool about it. I don't think he reacted that any type of way, to be honest. And I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking horrified right now. Cause like not only did I have like a boy over at the house, but I had someone at the house and I really was not allowed to have anyone over, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? And obviously he's dumb for that, but I was also dumb because I found it really endearing and I was like, that's cute. Like he just like introduced himself to my dad. I'm like, oh, my boyfriend, my dad, like whatever. I'm like Delulu, whatever. Delulu derogatory. So whatever. And yeah, I was kind of mortified about that. But also I made a promise to myself, in fact, Lulu, that I wouldn't come out to my parents until I had a boyfriend. So I was like, well, he just introduced himself to my dad. That's like him being my boyfriend, right? So something like that, whatever. We go back to my room and we eat this like makeshift little dinner with whatever snacks I found. And we're sitting on my bed eating it together, like looking at each other. And we're just like, damn, we real intimate, TBH. So it goes on like that. We continue painting the picture frames again the next day. And this time in between the picture frames drying, instead of teaching me to skateboard, we decided to watch a movie. We watch a scary movie together. And we're both laying in my bed, like watching this movie. And it's pretty intimate. We're essentially cuddling. I remember thinking very clearly, like, I can hear his heart beating because my head was on his chest. And this is so cringe. And I'm going to actually close my eyes when I say this because Brett's right there and I can't look at him during this one. But I would be like, I wrote in my journal, I was like, oh, I hear his heart beating. It's like our hearts are synchronized. I hear my heart beating too. God, I want to evaporate. I hate that I admitted that. I did write that in my journal. I just reread all my journal entries and I remember reading that. And I was like, damn, you fucking lover girl ass motherfucker. Really? I mean, low-key, that was a bar. So I really shouldn't be embarrassed or ashamed of it, to be honest. But can I have a moment, please? We're laying there together. I'm hearing his heartbeat, whatever. I'm in my feelings about it. And I don't know why, but he was going through my phone for some reason. And I was completely fine if I was watching him go through my phone, but he was like scrolling through my camera roll. And he found a bunch of pictures of himself that I had saved. So he would send me like pictures of him at work or whatever, and I would screenshot it and save it. And so he saw those pictures and he literally just asked me point blank period. He was like, do you like me? And I was like, fuck. Because this is over. Like, he caught me, like dead ass. Because I was trying to keep my feelings on the low, to be honest. I was trying to give it bestie vibes or whatever, even though it was definitely more than bestie vibes. But yeah, he caught me. And I was like, well, fantasy over. It's done. Like, I don't know what to say. I decided I had two options. I could lie to him and hopefully he will believe me, or I could just come clean and see what happens. And I just decided that at this point, I believed he knew me way too well to know when I was lying or not. So I decided just to come clean, and I told him, yeah, I like you. And he very softly rejected me. He was like, Ryan, you know I'm straight. And I was like, yeah, get the hell out of my room. Because this is super awkward taco now. So he tells me that, he rejects me. I'm embarrassed as fuck. I'm genuinely embarrassed as fuck. I'm like the fool Lulu for reals. And because like we're like up on each other right now. I was like, and now you're telling me you're straight, whatever. I'm confused as hell. I don't even know what to do about this. So I tell him, I was like, we gotta go. We can't be here. We really can't be here. I know we're about to have a long conversation about this, and I don't think we should do it in my childhood bedroom with my parents in the room next to us, right? So I take him to my car and I drive him to a Target parking lot. Target's already closed at this time, so it's completely empty. And we just sit in the Target parking lot and we talk. And I just tell him how I'm feeling, and he talks to me, and he's being really soft and reassuring, but like obviously he can't be what I wanted him to be. So it was kind of devastating. And I was like, let me go. Like, please let me go. Like, honestly, I can't have this conversation. If you don't like me or you tell me that you can't, then I don't even want to like entertain this. And I was being dramatic as fuck in this parking lot. So I would like get out of the car and run. And I would run. And mind you, this was my own fucking car. So I don't know where the hell I thought I was going and leaving my car in the Target parking lot, but I would just take off and he would chase after me and pick me up, throw me over his shoulder like a little rag doll and put me back in the car. And mind you, this is like a tall man, like this is like a big man. He's like buff, whatever. And like, I'm just like a little skinny mini girl. So he would put me back in the car and we would start talking again. And I don't know, it was just like kind of intense and a lot. Somewhere in that conversation, when we were talking, I was kind of realizing that I was like, you know what? I feel like there's still something here. And I feel like he's not necessarily just rejecting me. And I don't know. It becomes midnight and the Target parking lot lights all turn off. We're in the dark now. It's just us sitting in the car in the dark, completely alone in this Target parking lot. And I feel like we're having an intimate moment. I feel like it's being very vulnerable. I feel like we're being really honest with each other. And I just remember thinking, if I don't do this right now, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life because I just need to know. So I leaned over and I kissed him. It was just like a peck on the lips. He did not kiss me back. And he told me, he was like, Ryan, I'm straight. So another straight admission or whatever. And I'm like, okay, can I die? So I'm sitting there like, this is really awkward and uncomfortable and I'm having a really bad night. But I also decided that I really do owe it to myself to find out if there really is something there. Because I feel like at this point, I've had a lot of different like situations or like whatever things with people. And I never felt any type of way about any of them. I'm very used to being chased and adored. And I love that. But with him, I felt like it was a different kind of game because like he wasn't necessarily chasing me. And I never felt anything with any of the guys before, but I felt like I felt a type of way about him. So I was like, I just need to confirm if this feeling's real, if I made it up, if I'm Delulu derogatory, whatever it is. So I just straight up asked him, like, hey, I just want to see if I feel anything. Could we kiss? He had to justify kissing me, and honestly, it was more for him than me because I was always down, but we kiss, and literally my mind goes blank. And I think. I'm a thinker. So I'm thinking, and I overthink. But when we were kissing, my mind went blank. I felt electricity, sparks. I might have kicked my feet up a little bit, not gonna lie. We're in a car. I did not kick my feet up. But basically, I did feel every type of way. And this is a long kiss, y'all. Like, this motherfucker was on me for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say we're making out, but it felt like a very romantic, like, intense, passionate, intimate kiss. And we're kissing for a minute. And when we finished kissing, I realized that I completely blacked out. I quite literally blacked out. Like, nothing mattered in that moment except, like, us, like, kissing. It was, like, kind of poetic. But basically, that's what happened. And I tell him, I was like, I'm so sorry. Can we kiss again? Because I didn't register any of that. And I really just want to know. I just really want to know if I feel a type of way, which obviously I felt a type of way. And he actually agrees to kissing me again at this point. So again, if we're keeping track, the kiss counter, we're at 3 kisses now. 3 kisses. So we kiss again. I still feel the same type of way, but this time I'm very like aware. Like I'm conscious now. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. I was like, I think this changed the entire game. I think this changes the entire discourse of the situation and what's happening here. And after this kiss, another long kiss, might I add, he tells me that I confirmed that he's straight because he did not feel anything from that kiss. And I'm just boo-boo the damn clown at this point because I'm like, damn, I'm really out here clowning myself. Like, I really was like trying to be a hopeful girl about this, believing in love and shit. And he was just rejecting me. And to be honest, maybe it's my karma because I shouldn't have done this with him. And I shouldn't have done this to Delilah's family and Delilah's little sister. I know. So maybe that was my karma. He lets me down. And at this point, I do actually give up. Like, I'm reality Lulu now. I drive him back to his apartment. And as he was leaving, I tell myself, I'm not going to see him again. I'm going to let go of this man. I'm going to give up on this and I'm going to move on with my life. But as he was getting out of my car and saying goodbye to me and he hugged me and like my face was in his neck, I just was like, I lost all sense. And I was like, please, can I see you again? Like, can we please keep hanging out? Like, I don't want this to be over. And he was like, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll keep painting your picture frames and we'll paint the canvases that you got. Because I also got canvases because I decided that painting was our thing. So I got canvases so we could paint them together. And he was like, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll keep painting everything. It'll be like fine. I was like, okay, promise? And he was like, promise. I was like, okay. And then I never saw the motherfucker ever again for the rest of my life. Never saw him again since he left that night. He messaged me the next morning and he said, hey, Ryan, I can't do this. Like, whatever. He does another rejection. And I was just like, okay, that's that. So that was pretty much that. Mind you, this entire saga happened over the course of 9 days. So it was all very, very, very quick. I was devastated. It took me a really long time to get over this person. And for a while, even years later, I was like actively trying to manifest him. But if you watch the first episode, this is the man that I manifested back. He did eventually come back. And this is at the time when my TikTok was blowing up and things were changing for me. I was getting into manifestation. But it took me a really, really long time to get over him, which is crazy. But by the time he did manifest back, I was over him. I didn't want to hear from him. I didn't want to do anything with him. My life was completely different. But he came back and he messaged me and he was like, hey, can we please talk? I'm confused. And I think we should talk about what happened, which I think he's referring to that night in the Target parking lot, right? So I wasn't having it. I was actually kind of cruel and cold about it. And I was like, you had a chance to talk to me then, and you didn't. So I don't want to talk anymore. And I just shut him down, completely shut him down. Didn't let him speak, didn't hear him out, none of that. And I think he blocked me. Let me rephrase that. He did block me. And yeah, we haven't spoken since. I don't really feel a type of way about him now, but I do regret not letting him speak because I'm just curious, like, what would he have said? Like, would he have told me that he's realizing he might be gay or something, or that he likes me, or like, I don't know. I just don't know what he would have said. So I feel like I should have just heard him out, at least for closure, but I really refused it. And that's what happened. And to be honest, I didn't have a lot of guidance at the time. I was dealing with all of it by myself, essentially because I was very private and I didn't know who to talk to about it. I didn't really get any advice and I kept it to myself. I just wrote about it in my journal. But if it was today and I was in that situation, I would definitely want advice for it, which is what you're going to get right now because we're going to do WW80GD, What Would a Delulu Girl Do? Where you give me your questions, concerns, problems, situations, and I give you my Delulu advice, my healed, evolved, not home wrecking advice. There were some home wrecking allegations in the studio today, might I add, and I don't take kindly to it, but we're gonna give you some good old-fashioned Delulu advice. Our first WWADG question comes from an anonymous bestie who is wondering, what do you do if your ex keeps hitting you up and you keep coming over? I guess this is a very nuanced question, and my general answer is just like, don't do it. Honestly, I just feel like at this point, like, yes, it's easy or whatever, but at the same time, if you still feel type of way about them, I feel like it could be really disastrous. And I'm a really big fan of setting boundaries and just making sure you protect your heart and your peace. And am I saying that I wouldn't do it? No, I would. And I have. And I've done that before. And it just ends up being disastrous. I guess my advice realistically is set a boundary there and maybe establish that how you might be feeling and communicate it. I think that could be really effective and good. But honestly, if you're in a situation and you just feel really drawn to it, like sometimes you can just get it so right when it's physical, when it's critical. So I definitely understand. By the way, listen to So Right by Carly Rae Jepsen because that's exactly the situation. But that's my advice. I would set a boundary, bestie, honestly. I would set a boundary. So we have another question here. Another anonymous bestie says, how do I tell them I don't want to be roommates anymore without ruining the friendship? I think not telling them would ruin the friendship. I think you'll end up resenting them, and I think it'll create more problems down the line. So I think you genuinely should just tell them that maybe you want to explore living by yourself or living with someone else, or, you know, even maybe find like an excuse or say something or like you can't afford rent or something. I just think staying living with them will create resentment, and I don't think that's a good idea. So I think talking about it with them and explaining it to them, or even just being clear with them. Like, honestly, I feel like myself as Ryan, I'm a very direct person. I feel like I would just be like, yeah, you know what? I don't really like living with you. Which honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, could be very harsh and maybe you shouldn't do that. But I would talk to them about it. I think so. So you don't ruin the friendship. If you really value the friendship, some people are just not compatible as roommates, and that's completely fair, honestly. And I don't think they should take it personally. So I'll talk to them about it. Keep me updated on what they say. And we have a final question here from an anonymous bestie. Would it be weird if I went to a party even though my ex is going to be there? Brett, would that be weird? No. Brett says it would not be weird if you go to a party and your ex is there. I'm a big fan of maintaining my peace. So if I felt like a type of way about my ex or I didn't want to see this ex, I think I wouldn't go. But you want my Delulu advice? Go hot as fuck. You do it up. Look good. Make them regret that shit. Like, honestly, I don't know what happened between y'all, but if you want to be brave Lulu, or if you want to be Delulu after dark, we're gonna sex it up a little bit. Like, you should show up, make them regret it. I kind of like that. Listen to Look at Me Right Now by Grant Kanoki. That's your song for this. I would sex it up, sure. Go, have fun. Bring me. Ooh. We can get into it together. Okay, so that was our WW80GD for this week. And if you want to be featured in next week's WW80GD, all you need to do is join my Passes Besties community at the top of my page and submit your question, concern, situation, or dilemma for me to potentially answer next week. You know what's interesting about those questions? Those were very Mercury retrograde-ass questions. Honestly, Mercury retrograde is a lot of miscommunication, and thankfully, as of this episode airing, Mercury retrograde just ended. So bestie, if you were going through it, that's why. And you know what? We're having a full circle moment right now because the first episode of the show, Mercury retrograde also ended. So we just went through another Mercury retrograde. How crazy. But Mercury retrograde is over. We are officially at the tail end of Leo season and moving into Virgo season, which is my season. So everyone wish me a happy birthday in the comments and also rate the show 5 stars as a birthday gift to me, please. But we're entering Virgo season. You're going to be a little bit more organized. You're going to be more on top of your shit. And this is the time to really get your shit together, especially moving into the fall. We had a great, fun Delulu summer. I truly mean that. But Virgo season is going to really just snatch you up and get you ready for this next chapter. And it's going to be your best chapter yet. But yeah, if you're going through it, that's why. If you went through a breakup during Mercury retrograde, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're dealing with issues during Mercury retrograde, it's over now. Let's just affirm everything's getting better right now. And bestie, really quickly, I want to do a 1-card poll to give you your vibe and energy. If you're listening to this episode, this reading is genuinely for you. We're going to shuffle the deck a little bit, and then let's see what spirit and the universe need you to know right now. Are you nervy? Are you excited? Oh my God, I'm claiming this. Y'all, I pulled the 9 of Cups upright. This card is literally wish fulfillment. If you're listening to this right now, make a wish. Make a wish in your head, comment your wish, speak into existence. This is literally wish fulfillment. I'm gonna make a wish right now. Oh, I know what I want to wish for. It's super cringe. So Brett, don't watch me. Okay, I made a really embarrassing wish, and I promise you when it comes true, I will tell you on the show. We're gonna cut this clip and we're gonna insert it to me telling you it came true, and it is gonna come true. Did you make a wish? Mina, you make a wish?
Yes.
Bestie, Delulu bestie, did you make a wish? It's already yours. Congratulations. I'm so happy we pulled that card. Wow. Really good vibes. Great vibes for season 2. And bestie, we're gonna slow it down a little bit. This was an exciting episode. We learned a lot about each other. Me, that I am only seemingly perfect, but not always in practice. And you, that you're very forgiving of me. And that's what I like about you. But we're gonna end this episode with a little ASMR affirmations for you. I'm gonna speak all these good things into existence for you to send you off so you can have an amazing week and start to the rest of your 2025 and or whenever you listen to this episode. You are a magnet to everything good in the world. You are Delulu complementary. Everything always works out for you. You have powerful lucky girl syndrome. You truly are always at the right place at the right time. And everyone is obsessed with you. Everyone loves you. Everyone loves supporting you and doing things for you and painting your childhood best friends' bedrooms for you. Everyone loves celebrating you, and there's a lot to celebrate. There's going to be more to celebrate because you are just that girl. You get everything, and you truly are spoiled. You're always benefiting from every action that happens in the world. And the universe makes sure that you're always receiving. You live a life of abundance. You live a life of success. And everyone loves seeing you win because all you do is win. No matter what era you're in, you are very loved and you're very successful. Take all the good energy that you're receiving right now, go ahead and claim it. You can claim it in the comments, you can claim it to yourself, but just know it's already yours. Why? Because I said so. Because you exist. Congratulations. And get used to hearing congratulations. You're gonna hear a lot more of it over the next few months. Bestie, that was Delulu of Ryan Liu, and thank you so much for watching. This was your healthy dose of Delulu, so you can go live your trululu. We're gonna be rolling out a few more bonus episodes to get you ready for season 2. But thank you so much for being here and watching the show. And I really hope you love season 1. We all worked really, really hard on it, and we're really excited to make more content for you. And if you really do love the show, if you want to support it, please follow the show on Spotify and also hit that bell button so you can be notified of every new episode that drops every Delulu Thursday. And if you rate the show 5 stars, I will personally find whatever ex might have blocked you on social media, and I'm sure I can find them, and I'll tell them to give you reparations for whatever they did to you. I'll chastise them, but please, please, please rate the show. It genuinely really does help. 5 stars. And besties, if you want more of this podcast, you can also join my past community at the top of my page, and you can also submit your questions for next week's WWADGD, which we will be doing with a guest in season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow me on all my platforms, e.mo.tions, e.mo.tions, and the podcast account at Delulu BFF. I love you guys so much. I hope you still like me, even if I'm a little more evil. But yeah, let's have a good time. Love you.